Hi there, teachers. I am going to try a little experiment today where I play around with an idea I've been kicking around using Google Forms and YouTube for creating kind of some structured assessment content specifically for things like uh, vocabulary tests or spelling tests. My daughter comes home, or used to come home and study for her vocab quizzes every week, and those are a little bit harder to administer in a remote environment. So, how do we address those kind of issues and complications? Especially maybe where in a remote environment you're not able to see your students face to face or work with them real time. You don't know what kind of materials they have, but if they have internet access and that was able to be provided to them, then this could potentially be a solution. I'm going to choose the most time-consuming route to go about it, which is to create a form that is question by question, video by video. By far, I think the easiest thing to do would be to make a video of yourself reading the words and instruct your students to write the word down and pause the video in between each one. You can also give yourself pacing in terms of thinking about the future. Man, this is a great modification if you have a student who's absent or a student on an IEP with special needs who needs a little extra time, has some auditory or visual processing delays or issues. Doing this sort of thing could be certainly helpful. So just a skill, and as you learn these sorts of skills, they can transfer to a whole bunch of other ideas and applications. So hopefully it works. Bear with me as I kind of stumble and struggle through this whole process. I know you are as well, and we'll get through the other side doing the best we can. The first step in this process might seem like you would go directly to Google Forms because that is the area we're going to be working in. However, we're going to be needing some videos. So the first thing I'm going to do instead of getting to this is go to the video. And I think the easiest thing to do would be to go and I'm going to use the camera on my laptop, just the standard one, but I'm going to have a little fun with it first. And I've downloaded this little application called Snap Camera. You can have a lot of fun with this for your digital meetings, Zoom conferences, all of that stuff. It's got these all sorts of filters, just like you might see on Snapchat, gaming, wins from home, funny things. You can be a pirate. Let's see. There we go. Like I'm a pretty good-looking pirate there, I think. Yeah, I like that. Not bad. Oh, there's my. Look at that. That's nice. I can try the baby face. Let's see. That might really be fun for my students. Anything? I'm not sure. Oh, yeah. Slight difference. I guess I just always have had one of those baby faces, but I think for this purpose I'm going to go with the potato. It's classic, and I think my kids will get students will get a kick out of this. All right, so I've selected the filter. I'm going to go over to my search and just call up my camera, open that app up, and it might have a little issue with me for a moment here. Oh, no, good. It went and it looked and it found Snap Camera right away. So I'm going to use it just like I normally would. I'm going to hit record when I'm ready to record. I can take a picture if I want to, but I'm going to start out by taking a video of my instructions and what my expectations are, and then stop that. So I have one little section there, which I will then upload to YouTube. And then I'm going to go and record a few seconds for each word in a sentence so they can hear it in context, and then upload each of those videos individually as well. So that's what I'm going to do next.
So I've gone ahead and uploaded and recorded all of my video to my computer. Now I've got to go through the process of uploading it into YouTube so I can access it for my Google form. I felt it completely fair to spare you guys the tedium of listening to me record all of those individual pieces and words for my students. If you feel like you really need to hear them, they will be available in the sample form. But I do think that having a moment to suffer through the tedium of my mindless humming could do us all some good. I hope you enjoy.
As I was doing this, I realized that I put the title of the word in the YouTube video, and that's no good. And I also didn't listen to each YouTube video when I labeled it, so I didn't get it exactly right. So I'm just quickly going back through and checking that over by clicking on it in my create area here. I can click right there and listen to it and find out pretty quickly what it is.
Third word, bird.
Alright, so that is correct. That is bird. It is the third word, so I'm going to go back up here to my title, use my fancy code, spelling quiz 1.3 for the third word, save my changes, and move on to my next word. I'm at the point in this process where I will start putting all of these videos that I've recorded of each individual word over into my quiz. My intent is that I have my students go through each word one at a time and then go to the next section. So I'm going to be utilizing page breaks and section breaks in my form to try to create my user experience for my students that's very focused and very structured. I could, and in this case, I'm going to have my students put their name on here because I want them to get into the practice of that. But I wouldn't have to always do that if I didn't want to, because Google Forms, especially if you are a GAF or Google Apps for Education school, will collect the students' usernames right when they sign in. That's super useful because you never lose a kid's piece of work, paper, name, whatever work that they've done and submitted is attributed to them. And that is what we want, right? We want them to get credit for the work they've done. So first thing I do is I've typed in here that I want their name. That's my first question. I did my remote spelling quiz title with some directions here. Listen to the word, write it down, then click next, right? If I wanted to include some more directions like this description, don't forget to capitalize, because maybe that's a specific skill that I'm working on. I'll put that right there in the instructions, okay? And I'm also going to maybe do a make this required, okay? Which means they can't go on or move forward in this quiz until they've done that. Now, I'm at the point where I can put my video in, and I want to have my quiz intro be the first thing that I do. So that is right over here. Remember, I'm getting a shareable link, and when I uploaded this, I chose to make it not public, but not listed. It's an unlisted video, which means that anybody who has the link can access it, but that if people are looking for it, they're not going to find it easily. All right. So then I come right down here, click Add Video, and I already have the URL, so I can paste that right there. There it is. I pulled the URL from here. There it is. Select. Excellent. Untitled video. Introduction. Ta-da. Great. So now I have my introduction video put in here, and it's a matter of putting the next parts in and doing the page breaks. So here's my first section. After section 1, continue to the next section. Here we are in the next section. I want to put the first word in. So I'm going to bounce back over to my channel and get my first word. And that's what happens. I want to left click on that, get my shareable link. It automatically copies to the clipboard, and I can paste the URL there. Okay, there it is. It's connected. Hooray! And after that, I will do a question and call it short answer. Now I could do short answer. I could do a number of things. I'm choosing short answer because I want my students to type it out and see if they can type it and spell it correctly. I might run myself into an issue later with spell check. If they have that enabled, they might see squiggly red lines, but over the years I've learned that kids don't utilize that, not always. And if they do start to utilize it even in a spelling quiz, then it builds the habit for them to actually use the tools that are there and available within the system in the future, which I wish dearly many adults did today. So I'm going to zip through the next bit so that we can flash right up ahead to where this thing looks, where and how it looks when it's completed. Having zipped right ahead now, I have something of a complete product, and you can see this is what it looks like when it is completely done with my view. I've gone through and I've deleted all of the section titles so that when you look at it as a user, you don't see any titles. It just goes right through one after the other. I've also gone ahead and done a response the first time through and entered my name as key and written all the words down that I need in order to run this through a program to double check, or even just to look at it and double check that I've done the work correctly. Once I've done these things here and I want to see what it looks like and run through and do my key, I just hit the preview button. Here it is. Here's the preview button. We see the first part. I gotta put my name, so my name is going to be sample student, and I can read the quiz if I want, or do the introduction if I want to. I know what it is. I'm just going to go ahead and hit next, which just brings us to the very first word. First word, her. So it plays the first word. Her towel from the beach. Okay, so we got the first word. I heard it. If I needed to listen to it again, I can. In the title, it says SQ11, so it has my code that tells me where it's supposed to relate to this particular quiz in order. It's the first quiz, it's the first word. Also, again, like the mistake that I made earlier, when I had the word written in the title, that's no good for my students. They would see it right there if they held their mouse over the screen. So use a special code just like that to help you keep it organized. And there we go. Type my word in. I hit next, and I'm done. It will go through like this for each question, one question at a time. And then I'm not going to bother hitting submit. I'm going to leave. Then I can come back over here. I can review the responses. If I want to see it in a spreadsheet, I can review my responses in the sheet. There they are. The half completed quiz that I started to do did not get submitted, so that answer does not reflect in this example. So there you have it, how you could do a spelling quiz using some of the technology tools we have available to us. This is Google Forms. We have some screencasting technology, or just the screen on your camera, and uploading things into YouTube. And that's pretty much it. It's a relatively simple process. You can make it as complicated and detailed as you like, but I think it could be a fun and simple way to present information that we haven't been utilizing very much yet, or at least the way we haven't been using very much. I hope you enjoyed the video and that it gives you some ideas. Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, as always, please reach out.